What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm just trying to get all my stuff together here. Actually, jumping the gun. Hey, I'm Mike Thompson. If you don't know, better ask somebody. I draw and sculpt stuff for money. So welcome today. Just looking for pure ref. Oh, there it is. All right, open up pure ref. So if you have been around for a while, what's up, Strawberry King? Otaku, what's going on? Bam, Tunan, and Tech, what's going on? Hey, so let's open, load, recent, bodybuilder, there you go. All right, cool. All right, so I've been working on this Invincible stuff. I started on Stylist League with Shane Olsen and my buddy Bradley, and so I've just been continuing here. Hey, you can't see anything that I have on the screen. I had the wrong screen on. Let's go to, there it is. All right, cool. So so I started with this Alan from Invincible, and lately I have been working on him some more. Been doing a lot of texturing now. So if I zoom in here, let's see, you can see that I'm trying to decide, you know, what I want to do with the different parts of his suit and all that stuff. Been working on the tentacle a little bit. I have his foot actually off in another file that I'm coming back to. Well, you see, I have to do the gloves and I got to do the feet. So things need to be done. What else? All right, so there's that one. And then I also did this Invincible, which I kind of started and then put down. So I thought today it might be nice to get a little bit further ahead with that. Yeah, everything is all ZBrush, actually. And between looking at ZBrush lives of mine in the past, you can catch all my stuff on my YouTube. And I put up a new social media link above. If you click on that link tree, it links to everything for me. So you don't even have to look for anything. It's all there. Thanks, man. So yeah, so I thought it would be cool with Invincible to have him in a whole other scene, but maybe like there's a bunch of guys that he's just kind of fought and they're falling off of him. And I was thinking either doing the reaniman from the comic and the show, or those aliens, that the temporal aliens that keep coming back and back and back. So so that's it. If you haven't noticed, I got a new camera. So that is why the picture is infinitely better than it has been. And I got some new angles. I also, for you guys, I also have, is this it? No, here it is. I also have a overhead thing that allows me to work right on the screen so you guys can see it like real time. All right, real talk. So whole lot of flavor for you guys. All right, let's get back to here. And what's good, Kuro? KSV. Thanks, man. All right, cool. So let's go back to ZBrush. Like I said, here's the Allen. Now, the thing that I realized is that I'm going to print Allen at a quarter scale. So I have a nice ruler here. And it's actually two rulers. And if we look at this, it actually is like 24 inches tall. And I use what is it called? I used Scale Master. Is it Scale Master? Yeah, Scale Master to scale this thing up. So I realized when I went back to Invincible, he's mad tiny. He's teeny tiny. So we need to scale him up as well. So what I'm going to do is grab that ruler from this one. Let's just copy this. Now, okay, yeah, all right, I was just gonna think. So ZBrush does a thing where if I paste this in here, depending upon what scale this is set to, which could be anything, the ruler could be small as well, but let's just see what happens if I hit paste. Paste. And where is it? It's probably so small you can't even see it. Let's see, frame. So there's that. Where's Invincible? Do I have solo one? Nope. Where is my super suit? Hold on a second. Let me center this up on the screen. Oh, it's off in some weird space. 0, 0, 0. Frame. Right. Still don't know where he is. Where is he? Frame. Frame. Oh, that sucks. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to what am I going to do here? I'm going to merge everything together, and then I can scale it. I'm going to have to retopo this guy anyway, or make new subdivisions anyway, so it's okay. Not optimal, but what are you going to do, man? All right. Anyway, let's see. Grab this guy. Is the music still playing? Yeah, it is. Good. All right, let's go to frame up on him. And actually, I will center the gizmo, turn on everything. I wish I could see the ruler. If I could at least see the ruler, I would know what kind of size I'm dealing with here. But let's just scale him up some. Oh, there it is. Yeah, look. That's crazy. I know it's not that small. All right, so what I'll do is I'll grab the ruler here and go to my Z plugin, Scale Master rather. Okay, I want inches, and I want to, let's see, sliders to subtool size. Let's set the scene scale first. Yeah. Okay. All right, and I know I don't want it to be 600 inches, so let's say 24 inches. That's the one I want. All right, now if I look at my, I have the ruler selected. So if I look and set slider to subtool size, it's 24 inches tall, which is perfect. All right. So that means that's a good quarter scale for me. So I can mask the ruler. Let's mask that. All right. Go back to Invincible with everything turned on. Okay. Now I can kind of scale him up to what's going to be a quarter scale. And he's smaller than Alan, so I don't want him too big. But maybe something like that. Okay, let's grab something on Alan and bring it in so I can see if the scale is close. Whoa, that looks mighty different. Let's see. Let's see, plug in 24, set screen scale. Okay, that's right still. All right, so if I grab this base now and copy it and paste it, it shouldn't be too far off on this one, although it looks really crazy. It looks way off. Paste. No, it's not. All right, I don't think. Let's grab the ruler again. Let's actually grab his body. This is why it's good to have, I do have a base mesh that's set for quarter scale and 6 scale with the ruler in there. So it's all good. Yeah, this is right. This is right. It's weird because when I flip between the two models, they look completely different. All right, so let's grab him. Let's turn off this. I'm just going to grab this body, copy, and see what he looks like on this one, which is, again, it's just, that's kind of infuriating. Paste. Let's see, paste tool. Paste. All right. Yeah, so this size. He actually. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. All right, that'll work. So I like the size on that, right? Delete that. Okay. Let's go back over to this one. All right, so what I was thinking for him is I want to maybe have him kind of like bursting out of a whole bunch of, you know, dudes he's just fought, right? What's up, MJ? What's going on? All right, so man, doesn't look like a whole lot of people in here. I guess everybody's watching the show thing today. Is that what it is this week? I can't tell. Looks like 67 people. That's not a lot. All right. So let's see, load tool. Let's go back to my original Invincible. It's going to be small. Okay. All right. So this was before I started detailing him, posing him, everything. He's real soft. But I like, so let me see if I can find course. Of course, I don't have it next to me. Let's do a Google search for reanimin. So today I'll be doing anatomy stuff. I know people like when I do that. These are the guys I'm talking about, right? So they on the show started with like hobos. I don't know if that's not politically correct. Bums, homeless people. Sorry, that's not cool what I just said. The people that these were not good. These were not good homeless people. These were the bad people, homeless people. But yeah, he turned them into these monsters with like cybernetic features. So later on in the comic, because I've been like binge reading the comic book, all of these different dimensional Invincibles came to Earth. They all got killed, and then he turned those guys into the reanimin. So they look even better, right? So I think I'm gonna do these guys and have them bursting out of a whole bunch of them. There's probably even the picture in here somewhere. I don't know. Maybe not. It was something like, well, forget it. Take my word for it, you guys. There's a bunch of them. All right, so let's add these to my reference. Get my other pure ref. Okay, open that. So the Allen that I based my guy on is the one in the red suit, this guy, and then I took liberties with him. So let's see if I come back over here to this. Oops. I just took liberties with the suit, right? But same type of deal. I just kind of put my own little zhuzh on it, as they say in the hood. I don't know. I've never been to the hood my life. Middle class guy. All right. I imagine that's not what they say in the hood. All right, so I'm going to add these other pictures of these guys in here. I want them. Oh, there's some folks. What's going on, everybody? Doing well, arthritic one. Sorry to hear that. I hope that's just a name. Today, more Invincible. More Invincible. I'm kind of... So, because Anna, who is our guest on Stylist League, is in Vegas, I guess that's where the shenanigans are going on right now. Yeah, Las Vegas. So because Anna's in Vegas with the Maxon guys, we won't be doing a Stylist League tomorrow with the theme we have been doing with her, which is Brazilian like folklore. So it's like open house. We're gonna have another chill session and have our friends Brad and Tony on, and we can do whatever we want. So I will be continuing to work on this so I can print it on my printer behind me. I'm getting close. Let's take that, put that down there. That's pretty cool. All right, that's probably enough. Put that there. Yeah, so like I said, I've been reading the compendiums, and I'm about done with the second one. This book is so dope, man. Like, I really hope that Prime continues to carry it for a long time, because we only like scratch the surface of what goes on in this thing. So good. And I love the art too. Like, the writing is good, very adult. The art is what's his name? Ryan. Is it Ryan? Yeah, Ryan something. I don't know his last name, but he's Shane knows him. And I love his artwork. It's just so dope. Look at this. It's really fresh. Let's grab that. All right. And let's call that a day. All right, let's call that a day. Nice. Thanks, guys. All right, cool. So you let me know what you want to see, because like I said, I can roll with just the ZBrush screen, or I can go with the overhead joint where you see me actually working on it. So maybe let's just switch up for a while and do both. Bit of both. All right. Back over to this one. It's so funny. Like, I know for a fact that that other Invincible is tiny, but you know, it's what it is. Document have, yes, there you go. Let's get that here. So just so this is good for me, right? So like what I like to do is do a couple of screen grabs. I don't know if you know, but initially I started using ZBrush for illustration, like doing stuff for Hasbro, for G.I. Joe and those guys. Oh man, my friend Brad, who's going to be on tomorrow, is printing Venom, my Venom, and it's Let's see if I can get this to focus. Get it to focus. Come on, focus. It's huge. It is so. You can't see it. Tomorrow. You'll see it tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can do it this way. Let's see. Yeah. Look at how. Thing is huge. Anyway, it's gonna be very dope. All right. So that being said, ZBrush helped me out because I like to kind of comp out stuff, and then sometimes I even do paint overs where I'll take this, and this is enough done for me that I would take this into Corel Painter or Photoshop and paint it over, and then I can give it to like Upper Deck to use for playing card, or not playing card, but those the cards you buy. All right, so now I can take this. Let's say document full, actual export. We'll say Photoshop. Right. So now, if I switch over to Photoshop, all right, now I can kind of comp this out as to what I want to do. All right, so what I want to do with these guys is, let's see, do I have any good pictures here? Let's see. No, not really. All right, so yeah, what I want to do, or what I was thinking about doing, is having a bunch of these guys, maybe like kind of grabbing at him. Skills. Look at that skills, baby. You'd never know I made an entire living off being an artist. But yeah, so like maybe there's a whole bunch of them, you know, kind of like coming at him. Arms come out of the head, right? Isn't that how it works? Maybe some are falling back. But it could be cool if there were like a bunch of them coming at him, and then maybe even one, like one where he's kind of like ripped in half, even where you just got the torso and, you know, he's kind of fallen down. Possibly, right? And then that would be the base to hold him up in the air. That's what I'm thinking. What's up, Mod Boy? How do you go about capturing the silhouette off the moist? Please mess up that part. I will show you, because I'm going to be doing some anatomy stuff, and I need to kind of mess with the silhouette. We'll also go back to this one and tweak it, because it's not quite there with the anatomy quite yet. I love the overhead too. What program is that? This is Pure Ref. Yeah. What's up, Ram? All right, cool. So, can you explain what is Yumi map? Okay, yeah, sure. All right, I can do that. So if we go over to ZBrush and I go to, let's clear that. Document half frame. All right. So this guy here has no UVs. All right. If we go down to UV map, there's no way for me to morph it into anything. You can't see anything, right? So what I use UVs for, because I'm not going to be really, I will be taking this into Substance Painter because I want to do some cool renders, but what I use it for is texturing for the uniform. So if we go to this and let's turn off the base and zoom into his outfit, and let's maybe cut off the color. All right, so all these textures on here are done using UVs. So if I were to select this part right here and let's just clone it. Right, so here's that piece. And if I step down to the lowest subdivision level, it's hard to tell. Can't really tell because I have the surface turned on. I have the surface noise. If I go to the surface noise and cut that off, oh, wait a second. Did I delete my lower subd levels? That sucks. I didn't mean to do that. Wait, is this the... That's crazy. That's only 43,000? That's crazy. All right. I guess this is the lowest I have it. I have some that are lower. But anyway, what I could do now is I could go over to my, my texture map and turn on just a checker. And you see how clean that is? Like everything lines up. That's because it has UVs. So if I go to my, let's turn off the texture, go to my UV map here, and I morph it, and I turn on my color, that's what it looks like. All right. So it's important to make UV maps because you can use those to project your details onto the surface of your mesh. Imagine we had science, you guys, science. Imagine we had a box, right? And it's a 3D box and we have printing on the box. If we were to take this box and flatten it, take all these parts out and flatten it, that's what the UV is. And so I don't know if that answers your question, but hopefully it helps. Right? And I'll be making some UVs a little later too. Yeah, Ram, you didn't miss anything. Bradley was ill, so we didn't have Stylist League, but we are back tomorrow. Do you actually model these in pose? Yeah, so what I'll do is I take them as far as I kind of need to keep detail, and then I pose it, right? So like this guy here, this was enough for me to say, all right, cool, let's pose it. And in fact, if you go back, I think 1 or 2 of these streams for me, I posed him and made him look like this. Now the initial one looked real suspect, all right? Because when I pull the arm way up and twist it up, everything in here gets twisted and crunched and pulled and all that. So it's a mess. That's why what I like to do is just do light detail. Let's do this. All right, so you can see very, very light detail on this guy. All right, then I'll pose him. The pose will get kind of jacked up, but I don't care because I didn't lose a whole lot. And then what I can do is I can sculpt on top, which is what I'm doing now to get these details, right? So I'm just going in and trying to fix the muscles where they're stretched, get the proportions the way that they, you know, should feel. And, you know, it's getting there. But I have my reference, and in fact, you know, I can go in now, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time on the legs, so really I could probably work on those a little bit now. We are streaming the screen today. Let's see. Oh, am I on the screen? Oh yeah, look at that. I sure am. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do this for a little while and then I'll go to the other one. But yeah, so what I can do now, let's turn the light down a little bit because it's a little bright. Yeah, it helps. Right. Right. So now what I do is I like to check the not only the silhouette, but by putting this rim light on, I can see the edge definition from different angles and just see how it's looking. It's super bright for one thing. Turn it down some. Right. So that's it. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Tattoon? How to draw? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, that was how to draw that asked about. Oh, the UVs. Excellent. Glad it helped. Why the focus was weird. Yeah, you know what? Because the Brio is going to keep autofocusing. Let's just go to the screen. It's all good. I'll just go to the ZBrush only screen. And you can still see it in the upper corner. So that's that. Now, one thing I was thinking about him is his face is really boring. So I'm thinking about giving him like a screaming face. I know that helped with Alan. So let's do this. Tool. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, so like that teeth grit kind of helped him a lot, actually. Okay. Let's turn off the rim light. When I'm sculpting, it kind of helps to have the light just in front of him. How are you turning on and off that rim light? Oh, there's a second light. If we go to light here and I just turn this on, I can move it, put it in front if I want to. I don't know why I would want to, but there you go. Right? Move it wherever I want, change the color. Maybe it's supposed to be like a bluish thing. And then I can pop it in back just by clicking on it. All right, and I get the rim again. So that's how I do it. Maybe desaturate a little bit. Like that. That's how you do that. You stream with Anna, right? Yeah. So Anna's on Stylist League for the month. We did 2 already. We have 2 left. So she'll be back next week after she gets back from Vegas. And we'll finish up with her. Then we have... is it Isaiah Bennington? I think next week. Or after Anna, rather. All right, where was I? I have to go. Oh, man, Tom. Okay. Take care, man. Thank you. Stallone, Snark. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Thanks, Jay Murphy. All right. I want him like mad. He's mad. It's a good mad face. You can't see when I do. Yeah, when I do that, you can't see my reference. It's a little give and take. Let's see. Let's see if I can just get some angry faces. Let's see. Too angry. Yikes. Let's just do Invincible. I might do the thing with the broken goggle too, like that as a head swap. Because that seems to happen a lot. I guess kind of an occupational hazard, having little domes, little glass domes over your eyes. How he hasn't poked his eye out, I don't know either. Should totally poked his eye out by now. Oh, this is so dope. Good artwork. Yeah, I'm at the part now where his brother is grown up. Oh, spoilers. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Spoiler alert. He has a brother. This is dope. All right, sorry. Good cosplay. I like it. Really good cosplay. Man, this guy's killing it. Good job, dude. Dang. Okay. These people are doing work on this cosplay. No, not that guy. Pretty cool. Why did I search for this first? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you guys. Let me just get this guy. This guy is kind of doing it. Bad photo. You fail. All right, let's get to some work. You guys didn't come here for all this. Let's get to actually doing some stuff. So maybe, since I can't find a good face right now, I will stick to getting his costume at least cleaned up, and maybe re-topo, and then I can get to a little texturing on him. I think the anatomy is close enough for now. So I covered up the chat. Sorry about that. Miss. Oh yeah, so to turn on the rim light and turn it off, you just click the light on and off. You can turn on as many lights as you want. How do you get the character? How do you get the character action poses? Any concept you follow? Yeah, absolutely. So, Ryan Otley is his name. So I saw this piece and loved it, and I posed both Alan and Invincible based off of that pose. So this was Ryan Otley, and if I turn on perspective, it looks a little, whoa. Perspective was so hard to change the colors. It's not right. Anyway, you get the picture. Okay. So the thing about him is I want him to have that heroic look, but at the same time, he's still a teenager, right? Like, don't get it twisted. He's Diesel, especially in the book. Like, after he goes off world, he bulks up. But I don't want him to look like, I don't want him to look like Alan, clearly. So what I'll do is put these muscles in here and then kind of just back off of them a little bit. I kept my lower sub-D levels too, which is nice. It helps a lot. So then that allows me to kind of get some detail, and then either back off or step up on it. Whoa. Let's turn this down. No. And there. There you go. My cat wants attention. Streaming right now. I'm streaming right now. Get out of here. And for me, when I'm doing anatomy, it's a whole lot of back and forth. Like, it's almost like I'm working on a Rubik's Cube. I'll work one area, think that it looks good, then I'll work another area and be like, oh, that needs to be changed now. So I don't get too attached to anything, because I know it could, you know, I could drop it at any minute. I started mentoring back up again for the year, and I forgot how much I enjoy it. I have a student now, and we're kind of working on anatomy, and just going from nothing to a character that has some good detail it's always fun. And I like teaching too, so. See what I missed. Yeah, Ryan Otley, totally. Hey, Marcat. The land of Daniel Bell. Yes, sir. I want to get back there, A, to say hello to Daniel, and B, to have some more of that amazing steak and beef. Like, it's crazy what you guys do with meat there. I know there's probably vegans and vegetarians that are not feeling it, but you know what? You know what you're missing. I had a hotel burger and it tasted like it was freaking Kobe beef. Another thing that I like to do is just grab the H polish and kind of knock in some planar shapes to get what I'm looking for as well. Hey, thanks, Catman. So if Bruce Banner has a Hulk, imagine what if the Hulk had his own Hulk, which I believe they're calling Titan. MJ, what are you doing? What are you talking about? What does that mean? Is there really a... That can't be. That can't be. What are you talking about? Now you're messing my head up. How many hours did you spend for this piece? For Alan, quite a few. For Invincible, probably just the stream for Pixo and maybe another 5 hours, so maybe 8 hours so far. not a ton. All right, and I do want to have that. Let's see. Yeah, I want to have his stomach kind of. I want to have it kind of do this type of a thing where it goes in and comes out again. So let's see. Abs are something that I will kind of do over and over and over again until I get them. Another thing too is I hate symmetrical abs. Like I'm not a fan of, you know, just like boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So like I always kind of go in after I get the volumes right, and then I'll make them non-symmetrical. Kind of helps that this is out of symmetry already, so you know I'm not really so worried about it. Let's see what I missed. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yep. I love your poses, Mike. Is it challenging to get muscles correct with dynamic poses if I can fit them? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so the guy that I kind of got my poses from and who helped me really get it together is my friend Brad, who's going to be on Stylist League with Bradley and Tony and I tomorrow. So if you want to talk to the guy directly about posing, he's an animator and a rigger as well. And he really, like I would talk about him all the time in here. Like he really helped me push my poses. So maybe check us out tomorrow. If you click on the link tree above, if you type that in, there's a link for YouTube for Stylist League, and we'll be having a show, our regular Friday show. You can check us out there and talk to him, ask him in person. Very cool guy. I only hang out with cool people, just so you know that. Music on? It's on. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I just want to kind of line it up and see what I'm going to do. Maybe let's figure out these boots a little bit. Here you go. It's over here. Stove. What's best dad? Nice. Okay. Hell of a suit, dude. All right. So there's a lot of room for interpretation on the boots, but I'm gonna go with the ones that are like the classic Invincible. And you can see when I posed his foot, it got a little crinkled up and messed up here. So maybe what I'll do is fix this part. I have dynamic subdivision turned on, so that's easy enough to remedy when you have it kind of get wonky in the back like that. Just smooth it out from the inside. That's why it also helps to have to keep your low subdivision levels. The one thing about sculpting out of symmetry that's, I guess, a bummer is, you know, you have to do things multiple times. The good thing about that is it's good practice, and it helps you to get faster and better. I know with me, I've become way faster because I've just done things multiple times. But if you're in a hurry, you know, say you're doing something for client or a pipeline or something like that, it may not be the best way to do it. Break symmetry too early, that is. Using the inflate brush here. Oh, so Sideshow announced another one of my statues last week. If you haven't been following on my social media, I'll show it to you real quick. So right now they have the Maul and Ahsoka that I did. And recently, they announced... get out of here. This ODB, which I'm so happy that I can finally talk about, you guys. I did this last year and have been wanting to talk about it forever. And it's actually shipping now, so I have my box in the other room. Maybe on Stylist League I'll do an unboxing. How about that? But yeah, the base and everything I actually got to design. He's supposed to be stepping out of a subway in New York and just crushing the street, carrying a Brooklyn Zoo gate with him. So anyway, yeah, so that's that. And then the other one that is out is, it's not out yet, but it's still coming, is my my Darth Maul and Ahsoka, which you guys saw in the beginning of the thing. So very excited, you guys. Let's see what I miss. Make sure to promote Stylist League. Yes, sir. Tony Gore. Tony Gore will be joining us on the chill out session tomorrow on Stylist League. So it's actually, like, we love having our guests on, but when they can't make a show, it's not the end of the world, because we can do a kind of like what we do anyway on the weekend, which is the fellas and I hang out and we sculpt and we talk about whatever, you know? So it's fun that you guys can join us and, you know, ask questions about stuff. Let's see, what did I miss? Oh, okay. Let's see. 8 law. That would take me ages. Oh man, yeah, I've been doing this for a minute. I started off. This is the thing. Don't ever worry about sculpting fast. Like, when I first started sculpting, I had friends who I was learning from that everybody was on their speed sculpt stuff, and I didn't speed sculpt, and I want to enjoy what I do. Why is this doing this? This is not what I wanted to do. Is there dynamic something? No. Why is this doing that? Yeah, take your time, man. Enjoy what you're doing. What is going on here? It won't let me. Why is it doing that? Move. What is happening? Do I have... Oh. I had symmetry turned on. That's a problem. Don't do that. Do you do feedbacks? Yeah, absolutely. You want some critiques? We can definitely do that. I can do that. Hey there, good day. I do have a question. Every time I use mask to polygroup part of the geometry, then while it's masked, I apply clip curve to it. The border area is not clean. Try using, instead of clip curve, I like to use the knife curve now. That's my fave. Try using that. See if you have any problems. Hope you got the idea. What did I get the idea about? Sorry, I missed what the idea was. Oh, that's what you were just saying. Yeah, I do. You might need to raise your resolution as well. Try that. See if that helps. Bradley swears by Mixmo. Ram, don't start anything. Don't you start it. Anybody that knows, anybody that's ever seen the Stylist League knows that is not true. Bradley is an old school animator, is not a Mixmo guy. He does everything by hand. Oh, you're talking about Bradley. Oh, Bradley, yeah, he does swear by Mixmo. I thought you meant Brad. Hey, Mike, can you give a tip to someone which dream is for a big collectible company? How to get linked up with the collectible company? Just show your work. I would reach out to them, tag whoever it is. I'm still waiting for XM and Prime 1 to get at me. But, you know, every time I post something, I tag them, you know, especially if it's a Sideshow piece. Then they see that I'm actually working for another company and I'm reliable and blah, blah, blah. You know, but yeah, tag everyone. And eventually you'll hit it. It took me a long time to get Sideshow's attention. And then eventually I did. They needed kind of like a hip hop piece. And that's where I came from, was doing hip hop illustrations. And so I did this ODB painting. And they were like, hey, you want to do the statue? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then I got the Star Wars piece. So dreams can come true, you guys. All right. So that's better. I might want to split off the the little knee part, just because I'm gonna have a seam there anyway, I think. Maybe. I know I want to divide it anyway, so let's do that. Let's divide. I'm not going to do a whole lot of divisions, just a little bit here. Now I can start sculpting. And what I'll do is only subdivide when I need more detail, right? Like, so right now, all I'm doing is kind of looking for shapes and symmetry, even though it's, you know, out of pose, or out of symmetry rather, in pose. I still want it to look like the left and right side of the piece marries down to each other. So I'll keep it low for a while. Maybe what I could do too is just kind of block in some of those guys that are going to be reaching up for him. That might be kind of cool. Once I start to see the base come together, like what I did with the other one, then I get more excited about it. So let's save what I have here. Tool, save. Get out of here, strong guy. What's the inspiration time behind the Stylist League? How did it come to be? Oh, sure. So, Danny Williams, aka Point Pusher, and I have been friends for a long time. He's, if you don't know who he is, he's an amazing artist and like 2D, 3D. He does it all. Animation, like he's dope. But Danny's worked with companies like DreamWorks, and he's with Netflix Animation now. He was doing stuff with Skylanders back in the day, but we've been friends. We always talked about doing something together. And so it just never happened, because, you know, life, right? And then we both had a mutual friend, former student of mine and friend of Danny's, named Bradley. And Bradley actually talked us into just doing it. He was like, listen, man, you guys have talked about this for a long time. How about we just do it? And we didn't know what the it was yet. We just knew we wanted to do something together. And so the concept behind Stylist League was we do all this work for clients. You know, we never miss deadlines because you can't miss a deadline or else you'll lose out on the job. And when it comes to our own stuff, we would get it, you know, like 80, 90% of the way done, and then we get sidetracked and it would never get finished. Like, I've got a folder that's, I'm not even kidding, it's got, you know, probably 60 pieces that are almost done, and I just never finished them. So with Stylist League, what we decided to do was take 4 weeks. We come up with a topic at the first week, and then we sculpt it or paint it or whatever the case may be. And at the end of that time, you know, it's like a nice month chunk. At the end of that time, whether we're done or not, that's it. We move on. But the idea is getting faster, spending time on our own work, building our own portfolio. So that's the selfish part. But the part that's not so selfish is we stream it and we tell people what we're doing. So it's kind of dope because, you know, if you are a fan of Danny's work or a fan of my work or, you know, something like that, you can tune in and see how to do it, kind of like what I'm doing now, but you're getting other aspects of it too, right? Like Danny can tell you about the animation side. I can't do that. You know, he's been more on production when it comes to, you know, gaming and animated films and things like that. So that was cool. We get people that have different areas of expertise. Bradley's with Bungie right now. So, you know, while he's not talking about, you know, Destiny per se, he can come in and talk about, you know, just how to get the work done in a reasonable amount of time. Or maybe he can, you know, tell you how to use Mixamo, or he'll have good tips on, you know, Substance Painter or something like that, that I don't really excel at. Or Blender, right? Like the 3D apps. I'm not a big 3D guy. You know, like I sculpt in ZBrush. If it wasn't for ZBrush, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. But if I had to do this in a proper 3D application, it'd probably be a problem. You know what I mean? So that's why it's good to have guys who know what they're doing. And then we bring on guests, you know, so we have like Pavlovich come in and run a clinic for 4 straight weeks. You guys have seen him in like bite-sized chunks of, you know, 10 minutes here, half an hour here, an hour here. Like we had him for a whole month and he was just breaking it down, man. He did that Teenage Ninja Mutant Ninja Turtle piece that he did a time lapse of. He did that on our show, and you get to see him working it and working his magic. So I love the show, man. Like we have a really good community now on Discord, and we've had some great guests. We have Anna Carolina on now. We've had Ashley Adams, Redbeard, Eric Sosa, MJ's been on, IR Sculpts. Like a whole bunch of people have been on the show. And we have more coming, you know. I'm going to get Daniel Bell. I'm going to get him. We'll get him on. Trying to get, I'm swinging for the fences now. I'm going to go after Grassetti, see if I can get a hold of him, see what he's doing. I did reach out to Marco Plouffe, Kios Masons, and he's busy right now, but he liked the idea. So might be able to get him on, get some hard surface stuff going on, you know. So anyway, that's it. Long answer to a short question. The ODB is sick. Thanks, man. It's freaking cool. Thank you. Do you do the feedbacks, or can you suggest any place where I get it? Yeah. So actually, we started doing in our Discord. If you join the Stylist League Discord, we started a room in there. And an hour before we do our sound check for the show on Fridays, I was giving critiques and feedback. So if you want to talk about it, I can do it in there. If you want to go more in depth, like I said earlier, I do mentoring. So, you know, we can work through whatever you want to improve on. So a whole lot of options. All right, yeah, what I'm thinking is I'm going to split off this knee, the rest of the boot. Could be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Doesn't have to be perfect just yet, but I'll get it there later. And all that stuff, all the detail on Alan and everything, that started off as just a poly paint. So when I first did this, I just painted on the details, kind of like I did with Invincible's body here. Turn everything on. Like it all starts off as just me painting on here. And you can see too, that because I have messed around with his proportions, the eye got all kind of mushed in and stuff. Let's fix that actually while I can. Let's clean this whole thing up and I'll show you how I do it. Just grab the color here and let's see. Like the thing I want to mess with. Yeah. solo this out. To do all that, let's just do this. Now eventually this will turn into its own panel, and then I can texture it like I have on Alan's piece there separately. You can see I don't have a whole lot of resolution to this either. I probably could step up a little bit. Let's give it one more level. Oh yeah, I do. Whoa. Haha, I didn't know I had that much. I have a ton of resolution. Let's lose some of that, shall we? I don't need all that. Step down. 7 million. Let's see. Now I don't want to lose the finger detail. Yeah, that's why I did that. That's why I did that. So let's do this. Keep it for now, but I'm gonna smooth out some of this. What is that? Ah, I see what happened. Looked like I had materials turned on when I was painting. So let's go back and fill this with a flat, just the material. Second, why is it doing that? Fill. Do I have layers on? Fill. Is it not doing it? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. It's weird. Let's paint this in nice and clean. It doesn't matter if I go out of the lines there. Oh, that should extend. That's why it looks kind of weird. All right, so let's extend this. So it's very helpful to me to paint these details on first, because it's a whole lot easier for me to just clean up the lines or move them than to remake panels and you know, whole other pieces of geometry. So that's why when you look at Alan's suit, if we go back to the other one, let's come over here, subtool, Yeah, so if we look at this, all of these pieces were first just painted on the surface. So everywhere where you see the piping is, whoa, what are you doing? Everywhere where you see the piping was just a black line on the surface of the skin. And then I went and did, created a layer for everything else. It's hard to see it unless I really boost the light up. Let's boost the light up some. Oh, I'm also on the wrong screen. Let's go to this one. Let's go to this one. So like all of these pieces were just drawn in, and I went and made the pieces later. So that's what I'm doing with Invincible right now. Do a render. Thanks, Stolo. Thanks, Naked Buffalo. What's the easiest way to make rope and ZBrush knots, etc.? There's brushes that are people have made for that. I wouldn't even make it yourself. You don't have to. I mean, you could, but look at a Pavlovich video. I'm sure he shows like a million ways to do it in 2 seconds, but I just use an insert brush. Layer. All right, and I know I'm running behind. With my luck, Uncle Jesse probably jumped in and I missed him again. Let's see. Oh, there's symmetry on. No, symmetry. Yeah, that was right. Yeah, that's how long it took me to figure this out. My client doesn't enjoy my chill pace. Yeah, Danny got really busy with Netflix. He's working on a giant project, so he's not gone. He's like, so Stylist League eventually was supposed to be like the Justice League. So we have a lot of really dope people that we're going to eventually move into more permanent spots. Danny is just off fighting on the other side of the planet right now, but he'll be back. Slow-mo, what's up? Thanks for the tip. Your sculpting skills are invincible. Nice. Heavy metal feel with the bass now. Oh, with the guys on the bottom? 60 Sam must have that beat. Hannibal, did you change your name again? Is that Hannibal? Dude, you've got like a million aliases. What's up, man? J Murphy. Costa. Yes, Invincible. Yep. How do you sign up for mentorship? Hit me at the social above. So if you click on that, type in linktree.com/MikeTArtworks, you'll see all my socials on there. Just hit me on any of those, and I will respond to you. And uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Stop! Don't crash. And I'll talk to you about it. Let's let that go. You guys can't see it, but ZBrush looks like it wants to crash. Oh, really? Okay, MJ Sculpt says that the Hulk comment he made earlier is real. It's being drawn by Ryan Otley. So he's one of those guys where I would follow him from book to book. I used to do that with John Byrne back in the day. And now I why is it rendering again? Don't crash, man. Actually, no, I don't have. Oh man, I'll just leave it alone. Yeah, so I used to follow John Byrne. I would, obviously follow Alex Ross, artists who I really like their style. I would go from book to book. I have another friend who's a big writing fan, so he would follow the writers from book to book. Hey, Mike, how do you do the paneling lines on them costumes? If this doesn't crash, I'll show you. It's not looking great. Hopefully the Invincible save, because I haven't been saving. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, come on, man. Tool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to force quit this. I'll just force quit and restart. Sorry. ZBrush. Force in task. There you go. All right, let's try it again. Yeah, we can do some panel lines in a minute. Yeah, no doubt. Netflix is kind of precarious right now. I hope he's okay too. I'm gonna reach out to Danny. I'm sure he'll be fine. I hope he will. But yeah, they I don't know. They're canceling a lot of stuff. Document, double AA half, yes. Okay, let's see. Can I get it to render this time? Let's turn on the base. Get some secondary light source on here. See if I can get a decent render. Two. Don't crash. I should have saved before I did this, because I just had the quick save. But anyway, yeah, Danny is off world right now. So you mask a panel section, then you give it thickness and UV that mesh. Kinda. I'll show you. I don't know what's up with this. This is only 15 million polys. However, I might have to uninstall and reinstall ZBrush. Lately, it does a thing where when I render, it just kind of hangs. Sometimes it just goes super fast, and then sometimes it hangs forever. So probably has something to do with, can I stop it? Come on. There you go. Oh, here it goes. All right. I don't know. Hey, what's up in Brazil? Carlos Santana's in the house. All right, so Ronnie, remind me, I got to show you the thickness things. Somebody was asking me about panel, about the piping. Show that. Do you think starting always from scratch is worth, even if you were confident enough that you can make it and feel you're wasting your time? Do you ever feel this? Yeah, a lot of times, Naffy, I'll use a base mesh. Lately, I've just been kind of switching it up just because things were getting a little stale. And it's fun to do things different ways sometimes. But if I were doing this for a client, I would probably just use one of my base meshes that doesn't have any detail but has good topology. 100 messages, yeah. No problem, Curtis. Hey, Hannibal's changed his name again. One Z in there after all. ZBrush, okay. 10 of Slug, what's going on? Pro, what's up? Always have trouble with this. See how long it's taken? This is unacceptable. stop it. And you can't even like stop it now, like escape doesn't stop. Force quit again. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Not responding. End task. I hope that file's not corrupt. That would be bad. That'd be bad. Let's try to just open up. Did I save any of the Invincible I was working on? Maybe I didn't lose too much. Let's see. I kind of did. Try this one.
And now you've got yourself something funky.
Yeah, for the sharp edges, I use ZModeler. That's my thing. So let me save off this Invincible, and then I'm gonna load these instead of using the one that keeps crashing on me, or not crashing but hanging. So let's see, save as. I'm gonna do an iterative save just in case this file is corrupt. All right, so there's that, and let's close everything. Frame. Load tool. This one. Okay, load tool, Allen. Great, it's huge. Yeah, that's true, Jay Murphy. Daniel Bell has a nice technique too. I've tried Daniel's way. I know with his stuff, he's got it down, man. But for me, what I do is, I'll show you. What happened to my neck there? That's not supposed to be on. This is old. Collar stuff. Yeah, that's not supposed to be on. Turn that off. Oh, I have all my old stuff on. Let's turn that off. No, that's not right. This one's on. There you go. This I can delete. Actually, I'll show you how I did it on this thing. So let's clone it. Clone. All right. So for this, what I normally do is I will have something that I don't mind using as a base, and I'll delete the lower subd levels. Right. So for this, I will say delete lower. And then the first thing I do is I figure out where I want to put everything, right? Like it's easier to fix that than to have to just do the panels all over again. So I'll just draw those out where I want them. You know, maybe he's got like something like this going on. Right, something like that. And then That's good for now, right? So then I would say, all right, that's cool. I like it. Let's now make some piping, right? So I grab my curve flat snap. I like that a lot. And make sure that you clear your history save state, because what happens is, for me, a lot of times I'll have another subtool that's selected. I'll do a save state that I can project details back, and I will, the thing that I'm drawing out never wants to stick to the surface because it's thinking about that other subtool, right? So what I'll do now is I'll just kind of draw this on here, and you can see it's not really sticking to the surface the way I want. Let's see if I can get it to do better. So that's not bad, right? There's one side, and it's a little twisted. Maybe I'd just give it a little tug. See if I can get it to straighten out some. So that's fine. Then I can delete that guide and come and make another one. Like that. Oh, okay. Sometimes it's very camera dependent. Like if you move your camera, it helps to get it where you want it. But that's cool too, right? So just click on the surface and then clear the mask. And now what I can do is I can turn on my poly groups, and I want to get what's going to be my piping on its own group. So I'm just going to hide those two, and I'll say split hidden, right? So now I can, you see this is super low resolution, and now I can go in and use ZModeler and my move brush and get it exactly how I want. So usually I'll just grab my ZModeler and delete the polys I don't need. Right. I'll keep that one, maybe just move it up. And then the other two are fine. And now I can use my move brush and just get it to kind of adhere to the surface where I want it, and even take into account the orientation of the spans so that they deform better on the surface. All right, so you'll see I'm just kind of moving these so they look like they're going more along the shape. Right, get these close. And again, if you guys like this, if you like this method or teaching, you want to know more, whatever, like I was saying, I'm offering mentorships right now. I have a break in my schedule, and if you guys want to hit me up, I can definitely schedule classes with you. All right, so let's move that over there. Oops. If you click off the mesh, just click back on what you want. And it doesn't even matter if it penetrates the mesh. It can be ugly at first. It's not that big a deal. Right? But this is how I get super clean piping. And then once I have that piping, I can make the different groups that I will texture below it. And as long as the piping is clean, those things could be raggedy if you wanted them to. Like nobody's ever going to see the edges. They're going to be seeing these edges. And by using ZModeler, you can set the crease level so they can either be as round or as sharp as you want them to be. So this is how I would do it. And I just want to get it to adhere to the surface as you know, as well as possible. And then once I have something like that, and they kind of are the same thickness, now I can just kind of, let's pull this one down a little bit. Come on, there you go. Pull that one down a little bit. And then now what I can do is I can extrude these. So go back to ZModeler. I'm going to group them, just polygroup them the same thing. And instead of delete now, I'll hit extrude, polygroup all, and I'll give them some thickness, right? Like so. And then what I can do is I can just kind of pull it down into the mesh. So as long as the bottom penetrates the mesh, doesn't matter if the top is exactly where, you know, where it's supposed to be. And of course, I'm using this for 3D printing, so I just want it to be watertight and clean. right? So I just kind of nudge them around until it looks like they are where I want them to be. Right. So I'd have something like this, right? Just kind of slide around till I got what I like. Now, say I wanted this to have a piece that goes across and connects with the other one. What I would do is, before I extrude it, I would just kind of group, not group, but I would draw out polygroups to make those fit. So first, let me just show you how this looks when I give it some dynamic subdivisions. So let's insert a holding edge here, one at the bottom and top. So now if I was to say dynamic subdivisions, it's super crispy and like maybe too crisp. So what I can do is I can first make sure that it looks like it's sticking up the same thickness all the way through the piping. Then once I like it, you know, look at it from different angles, make sure that it doesn't get too fat in some parts and then in the other parts. And this is why it's good to have low subdivision levels, because I'm only dealing with what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 polygons, you know, that have been extruded out on each other, as opposed to having like a super dense, you know, 10,000, 20,000 point thing. So now that that's clean, it's looking too crisp because what's happening is my crease level is 15. I only have 2 levels of smoothness on the piece itself. So if I turn the crease down to say 1, it gets smoother, right? And it actually looks a little better. And if I turn up my smoothness subdivisions to 4, then it, and then turn this to 2, which is what I normally like to do. It kind of looks like you have a little bit of a bevel on there, and it's a little smoother. So let's make this white so you can see what's happening. Okay, so this is how you can do it. Now, if you want it to be round, for this one, I'll select this one here. Actually, let's turn off dynamic subdivisions. And for this, I don't know if the mask is going to work for this, but I'm going to hit, go to geometry and uncrease all, under crease, uncrease all. Okay, so that probably got rid of the creasing for everything. Let's see. Yeah, it did. So you see how everything got really soft now? So now it's more of like a rib, you know, ribbed piece of piping, which is cool too. So imagine that this piece were thinner. All right, and what we can do is we can take this whole thing. If I was doing this, which I'm doing this right now, I would probably go and delete everything other than the solo it so we can see it. Delete everything except for the pink part, right? And then I would say delete hidden. And now I would grab my ZModeler and I would go to insert and I do multiple edges and set it for something like, I don't know, like 3. All right, and then just click it. And see, now it's thinner. So I'll do that on both sides, and I know it's even on both sides. Both sides. All right, so now I can get rid of the pink part. Delete hidden. All right, I can get rid of this middle piece here. Make sure double is turned off so I can see that, you know, it has to be flipped. And then if I flip the geo, now it's backwards. The reason I'm doing that is because now I can extrude it in towards the model. And I know it's going to penetrate now because I made it like super, super deep there. Right. So now I can go and switch back to single edge loop and just kind of do one on the inside of this model so it's flat. And then the top should be round. So if I go back and hit dynamic and turn off the color, see how it's doing that now? It's flat on the bottom and round on the top, which the top is all we're going to see. So this is how we get, you know, a nice clean round piece of piping. Right. So once that's done, we can do whatever we want with what's in between here. Like if we wanted to have this piece have, you know, some type of a texture, we could totally, we could totally fill it with whatever the texture is. We could make UVs from this. I did say I was going to show you guys how to make UVs, or whoever was asking me. So let's grab this piece. Now this, I got rid of all the lower subdivision levels, which probably don't want to do that. So what I'll do is I'll ZRemesh it. Let's go to Subtool. I'm probably missing a lot of stuff. Sorry guys, let's see. Character creator, I have not. Okay, I'm guessing that some of this is spam. Yeah, no mods. Everybody is probably in Vegas right now. Kyle, we got spam on here. Wow, there's a whole lot of it. Yeah. Come on, guys. Wow, it's a whole lot of spam. All right, so what we'll do now is we will duplicate that, and I'll solo. And I'm gonna go to ZRemesher. Let's adaptive size is down, curve strength is turned all the way up. Let's turn off the smooth, and I want to set this at like, let's try 10. It's the target for the polygons, and say ZRemesh, see what happens. I have keep groups and detect edges too, so it should keep the form. Yeah, so this I could deal with, right? It's only 8,000. So it could be lower if we wanted to, but this will work, right? And I have my groups, which is nice. So all I'm concerned with this is the part that's showing, and that is going to be the green part, and really that's it, right? The side and the bottom I don't care about, so I'm going to group these. Okay. The inside of the neck, the orange part is not going to be seen. Blue is probably not going to be seen, but the green is definitely going to have texture to it. So now that I have that, I can go, let's quick save real quick. All right, I got a busy day today. I got meetings after this. I got crazy stuff to do. Crazy stuff to do. So I'm gonna check my time here. All right, so now if I go to UV Master, make sure you guys can see it, which you can, and work on clone. I'm gonna work on clone because I have higher subdivision levels. Actually, I didn't on that one, but it's all good. So now it brings us into a new document. I can go UV Master. I don't care about symmetry because it's out of symmetry, but I do care about my polygroups. So I turn that on, hit unwrap, and then flatten it, right? The green part is the only important part, remember? Everything else is kind of like, I don't really care about it. So what that means is I can use my gizmo, and if I hold down Option and click on the polygroup, I can select that and everything else is masked. So because I don't care about this one, I'm going to make it small and just kind of move it out of the way. Right? The orange piece, just going to move it out of the way. I don't really care. You might be able to see it, so I'll just kind of get it in the orientation I want. Blue part, I don't really care about it, but you might be able to see that as well. So I'm just going to move that up here, that, straighten it out. Now the orientation, if you're new to UVs, matters. And most people do this in another application like a Maya or something like that. But I love doing it right here because it's good enough for me. Unless I wanted to do something like what's it called? I can't remember the name. Where you have multiple tiles. Somebody help me out. But anyway, if that was the case, I'd hop into Maya or something and do it. All right, so let's rotate this. Yeah, UDIMs. Thank you. Yep. All right. So for this, actually, this is a long piece. So I'm actually going to rotate it this way, and then I can make it larger. The larger your group is on the tile, the more detail you can get in it. So I just know that this blue piece is attached to the edge. So I want those to be similar in size. All right, so I just scale that up and kind of get the same type of orientation. All right, close enough. All right, so now I can go to my Z plugin and I can say unflatten. Right, so now what that did is we have UV. So if we go to UV map and I hit morph UV, should flatten it out. Okay, it kind of moved it into space, but it's okay. Because now what I can do is I can go to my texture map and I can put in a tile, like a checker thing. There's a word for this. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, there you go. So now you see that blue piece in there is a similar size to the green UV checker. Exactly. Well, there you go. The checker for UVs, I don't know what it's called. And then you see how, now this is what I was talking about. I shrunk down the side and the bottom because I'm not going to see those, but see how large these tiles are now? What that means is if I put a noise pattern on here, it's going to be substantially larger here, and I can get more detail on the smaller tiles. So I'll turn off the texture, go to my noise, which is surface, right? And click on noise. If I frame this up, this is how I did all the stuff for Alan. If I frame this up and I go to alpha, and I have some that I already made. So let's see. I want Photoshop. Is it Photoshop? No. ZBrush. Where are all my alphas? That sucks. I do have them. Wait a minute. Oh, I know what I did. Sorry. I hit open. They're there. All right, so now what I can do is I can go to something like a let's go to this rib pattern. Of course, it's not downloaded. There it is, right? So now, if you guys can see this, it's probably hard to see with this texture, this color, but I'll say okay, and let's switch back to my startup material. There you go. All right. So you can get very precise with it. Now let's say that this is all right, but I don't want it to do this swooshy kind of a thing like that it's doing. I'd lay out the UVs in a different way. So if I go back to my Allen and I look at the UVs for this one, see how they're more symmetrical? I'll show you why that is. If I go to the UV map and I hit morph UV, it's laid out in a different way, right? I just oriented it in a different way on the thing, on the tile rather, and it made it so that it allows that ribbing to be lined up better, right? If that makes sense. And that's how I did all of these, right? Leather patterns. You know, on the back, I think I have like this carbon fiber on the elbows. It's all done the way that I just showed you. And the dope thing about it is if I want to quickly change something to something else, like change the texture, I can click on it, go to my noise maker. There it is, noise. Surface, sorry, go to surface. edit the noise. And what I can do is I can just say open one of the other ones that I saved. I have another one that kind of looks like rubber bands that I like. So if I hit this, now I have something that looks more like this, right? And I can turn off my texture so you can see, or color rather, right? And you get these really intricate patterns really easily. So, all right. So a whole lot of detail. I know everybody, probably 99% of people know how to use UVs. I didn't for the longest time. And so I hope that that helped the people who didn't know how to do it. Hot girls and boys video chat, you guys. What's good? What's good, Ram? UDIM, UV, cool, awesome, thanks for that. Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. All right, cool. So where was I? Let's do a quick render for this. Hopefully the render works this time. Let's see. Let's just try it with no, like, I won't change any of the settings. All right, don't crash, don't crash. Do you sculpt your cloth wrinkles manually or use alphas? I always sculpt all my wrinkles myself. Sculpting in clothing is probably my zen moment of doing characters. So I really enjoy doing clothing and getting the wrinkles and stuff to look the way I want it to. It's not going to work again. Ain't this something, man? This is not good. It's only been happening for the past week or so, where the render just doesn't want to work. Let's see. All right, I'll leave it alone. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Like normally it takes no time to do a render. This is crazy. Anyway, anybody have questions about anything else while I'm waiting, while we're all waiting? You got it, Cabman. Just working. Nice. Hey, what's up, Ian? IR Sculpts is in here, you guys. Also, guest and friend of the Stylist League. Stylist League. This is taking a long time. I'm gonna cancel. This is crazy, man. So, I guess as long as I don't render today, I'll be okay. It doesn't even say, like it doesn't, normally it says hit escape to stop the render. Escape only wants to close the program now. So that's new. It's new and that's a problem. Discord for feedback. Yeah. Emperor Cheese, join the Discord for Stylist League. There's a whole community there. MJ kind of helps to moderate from time to time. If you have questions about anything, we can hit you up. Ian has a really nice following too, and we kind of cross-pollinate sometimes, which is pretty dope. But yeah, we can do critiques there. All right. Third time's a charm. Cold. This weather is crazy, man. It's hot one day, it's freezing the next. Oh, this doesn't have the detail on the boots. Come on, man. All right. I think all I left was the knee part, so that's okay. I'll end up splitting that part off anyway. So let's do that. And then I can figure out the soul as well. So say that there. I'll grab this one. Okay. I wonder, maybe I just didn't have the right one turned on. No, this is right. All right. So select this, clone. Whenever I'm working on a piece, I like to get it away from all of the other subtools just so I can tell what's happening. Okay. And that's not bad. All right. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to only keep the outsides, delete the inside part. Delete. Oh, it's going to tell me I have subdivisions. Step down. Yeah, I'll keep it like this. Delete higher. Delete hidden. Okay. And now auto group. It'll make it almost the exact same color. Let's see. Auto group. Ah, yeah. Auto group. Ah, auto group. Come on. All right, well. Let's do this. There you go. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to split off that knee. I'm going to turn on double so I can see what's happening. Just kind of get it straight here. And this is where I like to use the slice curve. Okay. That works for me. And now let's flip these. Do the same thing for this one. Oops. Make sure you switch back to slice curve. All right, that works. I want to do two things here. What I'd like to do is I'm going to, how am I going to do this? I'll leave it like it is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to split the knees from the boots. Right, so I will just hit split hidden. Actually, I'll duplicate this, then I'll split hidden. Split hidden. Okay. Now I can give this thickness, but before I do, I'm gonna do something else. I wanna kind of separate the bottom of the foot from the top. So I'll just do a similar deal here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as I get most of the sole, which I did, that's fine. All right, switch to the other one. Do it for this one also. All right, that works. Now you see I kind of got that top part there too. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's group that. Group this part. So that's one poly group. That's one poly group. And then we have 2 on the other one. That's fine. Okay. So now, just because the bottom part, I really just want to hide that in the sole, I'm going to take both this and this. Well, let's do them one at a time. All right, I'll just take this one first. I'll add an edge loop. Okay, then I'll do the same thing for this pink part. Add an edge loop. Okay. And this is something I kind of picked up from watching Daniel Bell's streams. But now I will take that piece and that piece. I'll mask everything else. And now I'm going to hit open the circle on polish by features, and I'll just hit polish by features. And that'll flatten it down. See how that flattened it down completely? That's what I want. All right. So I'm going to remesh this so it doesn't really matter that the bottom of the mesh got messed up. But what I'll do now is I'll take that pink piece and the green piece and just kind of make that one poly group. All right, same thing with the purple and the yellow edge loop. All right, that's one group. All right. So I like this now. So what I can do now is I can, because I'm going to remesh it anyway, I'm going to give this a little bit of a little more subdivision, a few more subdivisions. All right, so it's smoother. And now what I can do is, let's see, do I want to do that? Undo that. Let's try it without doing that, actually. So I'll try it with this level of subdivisions. I'm going to do a history, a projection save state here. And then now I will go to my ZRemesher. I'll say half, adaptive size all the way down, curve strength all the way up. Keep groups and detect edges and hit ZRemesh. Let's see how this works. Actually, let's duplicate it first. Right? And now I will ZRemesh, see what happens. All right, it's actually pretty nice. I like that. It's super light, but I'm not mad at that. Let's project the history. All right, maybe instead of doing half, I'll do same. And ZRemesh, see what happens. All right, now see what happened is because we had the 2 separate poly groups here, we get a nice transition. And the loops look pretty good, right? So what I'll do now is I will, I'll keep that for the bottom part, and now I'll do the knee pieces. Okay. And for these, I think I just want to ZRemesh them. I mean, I could probably just clean this up. Let's see what happens if I ZRemesh. I'll just say, I'll say same. Let's see what happens. That's actually not bad. It's okay. Let's say same, ZRemesh. Okay. So that's pretty good. What I was looking for with this was what's happening on this pink one, which is I have a continuous edge loop all the way around, right? So like now if I wanted to, I could go and say poly loop. Where is it? I could say poly group, poly loop. And now I could give this, see how it's a continuous loop? That's perfect, that's what I want. So I could do the same thing for this one. However, if we look at it, if we look at it, this side doesn't quite do that. Like right here, it kind of transitions off in a bad space. Easy enough to fix. All I have to do is just weld these points together. So I'll grab my ZModeler, hover over a point and go to stitch. And then I'll just stitch this to this and stitch this to this. And then I can just slide it down a little. Now I have a continuous loop. Right, so now it's clean. This is how I do all of my stuff. Like everything, everybody's always like, "Oh man, it's pretty clean. How'd you do that?" It's because I really love ZModeler. Like I use it all the time for everything. All right, so now I can go back to ZModeler. Yeah, let's let it save. Any day now. All right, now I can go back to ZModeler and I can poly group that edge as well. All right, let's do a different one for this. So I'll just click on control. All right. So this is looking it's a little suspect. So now at this point, I would just kind of mess around with it until it looks a little better. And because the topology is so low, I'm golden, right? I don't have to really sweat the fact that there's a whole lot of points for me to push around here. And then what I could even do is, rather than doing this twice and hoping that they're similar, I can take this one and just mirror and weld it and use it on the other boot, just move it to where I want it. All right, so this is not too bad. Give it a little smooth. All right. Let's turn on the boot again so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that looks pretty solid. What's happening? Oh, I have. There you go. I do want these pieces to kind of be in the right spot, so I'm gonna drag this down here. Drag this up here. And like I said, I only need to get one. So I don't know why I don't have symmetry turn. Yeah, I do. I only need to get one side to be right. So it's not like I have to do this a whole lot. Right now, what I'm noticing here is I could probably use another loop here. So what I can do is I can do one of two things. I could add a loop here, but what I think I'll do instead is I'm just going to slide this one over. Maybe I'll just mask the top, grab and give it a little bit of a blur. Oh, it's too low. So I'll mask the top, I'll grab my ZModeler, and now I'll hit slide. Let's just do it manually. I'll hit slide edge, and then I'll just do them one at a time, right? And if I skip one, go to the other, then I can kind of get a straight, oops, I can get a straight area. Right, then I can manually move points to get that to look right. Like that. Okay, so this might seem a little tedious, but I'll tell you, it works for me, right? I get like really crispy edges because I work this way. All right. And as I look at this, I don't even need to have all of these. See, it gets wavy because I have all of these spans that don't even really need to be here. So let's get rid of them. I'll just delete that. I only need to keep kind of a bow shape to this. So I only want to keep some of these. I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of that. Right? The less spans I have, the cleaner this is going to be. I'll leave this alone, but I do want to move it over a little bit. All right. I did this on my Thanos video. I did a YouTube, like a little quick time lapse of Thanos using ZBrush Core. Obviously I wasn't using Core to do the ZModeler stuff. But I did do some armor. I think I did some armor using regular ZBrush using ZModeler. I don't talk good. All right, so that's cool. Let's see what else I missed. Man, I missed a lot. Damn. Where can I find the patterns? I think I got some of the stuff on, there's a guy named Travis David. Travisdavid. It's either David or David's on Gumroad and ArtStation. He has a lot of the textures there. And then stuff I just got on Gumroad and ArtStation. All right, let's see. You said there was I already got that one. Maxon dollar at work. Easy, Hannibal, easy. Sweet, thank you. Love your feedback and insults. I'd never give you an insult. Emperor of Cheese? Not with a name like that. Good peeps in the Discord. You're having brush sensitivity issues. Like when you apply pressure, it's pretty intense. I have to keep my brushes like 1 in 5 minutes. Yeah, I do turn mine down too. But you know what that is? That's not a ZBrush thing. That's a Wacom thing, where if I went to my Wacom settings and tuned my brush, that would go away. Sometimes I just forget to do it. But yes, you are correct. A lot of times when I'm sculpting, I expected to do a lot more sculpt. Maybe what I'll do in the next 5 minutes, I'll get these boots done and I'll get back to just anatomy stuff. But many times I'll turn down my brush so that I don't have those problems and I can sculpt away. Okay. Again, because this is going to be for a for an actual physical print, I just want to make sure that these edges kind of they penetrate each other, so I don't have to worry about it being, you know, it not being watertight. All right, so I like that knee pad a lot. Also knee pod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that one and replace the other one with it when I'm done. So I'll keep that one there just for placement. Maybe what I'll do is I'll split that away from the mesh. Split hidden. There you go. All right, now I can just give this some thickness. Turn off double. I'm going to extrude it inward, so I'll flip it. And the reason that I do it this way is I have 2 poly groups now, right? They're not especially intense, but say I spent a lot of time like separating poly groups. The way you can keep those is to extrude it away from, to extrude it on one direction, then the other side maintains the poly group. So what that means is if I now go and hit extrude all polygons, it'll give it thickness, but see how it maintained those poly groups on the outside? The inside, it just made a solid one. That's perfect for me. That's all I need. All right, so I probably wouldn't want it that thick. Let's make it a little thinner, maybe something like that. Okay, I know that I want that bottom to maintain a nice edge. So what I'll do is I will insert a loop here, and it's going to line up on that edge. If I did it here, it would just kind of follow around the edge. Let's see what happens if I hit dynamic now. It's okay, right? But let's insert that loop. Oops. Let's insert this loop here and see how it kind of flattens out on the bottom there. That's what I want. Okay. And I also would not mind having a bevel. So maybe I'll delete. Stop for a second. I'm going to delete this one. First, I'll give this a bevel. Yeah. First, let's give this a bevel. Edge loop complete. All right. And then I just grab that edge, give it a little bit of a bevel. Okay. I'm going to crease this, but I'm going to do a low intensity on the crease. So maybe like only 2. Crease edge loop complete. It didn't do it. I just did the edge. So edge loop complete. We'll go all the way around. all the way around. And then on the inside, I don't care what it looks like. I'll just say crease. Okay. Then I am going to, let's try selectively creasing the bottom and see if I can get away with it. So I'm going to crease just some edges here. That. Let's see what happens. There you go. All right, so that's nice and sharp on the bottom. Now, I don't want it to be that sharp, and I also don't want it to be this faceted either. So what I'll do is I will up the smoothness to like 4. See what that looks like? And that's not bad. And what that does is it's 2 things. It's giving me more of a smoothness to the surface, but it also is making the creased edge on that bevel softer. So let's turn it down. And it's super sharp now. You cut yourself on that, right? Let's turn it up to 4, soft. Now, if I turn the crease level down to 1, it'll be even softer, right? But that's too soft. I like it to be like around there. So 2 and 4 is what I usually use. I'm giving away gems, you guys. Whole lot of gems. Somebody come get some mentoring so I can make up for all this free education I'm giving away on ZBrush Live. All right, cool. So there's that. And it's not bad, right? Like if I turn off dynamic, I can check my work. And this is what I normally do. So I'll spend time just going in and kind of just box modeling. But when I'm done, it's dumb clean. Very, very clean at the end. Again, if you like what you're seeing, join Bradley and I tomorrow on Stylist League. We're going to do a chill out session while Anna is in Las Vegas. When Anna Carolina gets back from Vegas, she will be rejoining us. We'll pick up on Brazilian folklore. Tomorrow it's kind of choose your own adventure. We do whatever we want. We do what we want. And like I said, we'll have Tony and my friend Brad on. So if you like any of my poses, you want to see the guy that helped me hone those in, join us on Stylist League, please. Click on Linktree above. You will find the link to Stylist League. You don't have to even ask. You can just click on it on YouTube, subscribe, join us on Discord, and we'd love to have you there. Ask whatever questions I'm missing in the chat today. All right, so let's turn on dynamic again. And that's pretty crispy, right? I like that. Let's give it some color. Maybe add some of that blue back in there. Color fill. All right. I like it a lot. All right, so that's good for that. Let's now go and do a mirror and weld. All right, now it's not in the right place, but it's a duplicate. So what I can do, or duplicate, it's an Invincible joke. All right, so now what I can do is I can turn off solo. Actually, let's turn on this one and turn off solo. All right, there's where my other boot is supposed to be. Let's make that white. I'm going to mask this one, grab my gizmo and kind of center up on this one. Now what helps me when I'm replacing things is to try to center the gizmo on whatever the thing is that I'm moving. And then when I rotate, it makes more sense. I almost forget. The good folks at 3D Connection laced me up with a 3D mouse here. And I need to use it more because it is awesome. All right, so let's, oops. I just need to set the macros. I keep saying I'm gonna set the macros. I gotta set the macros. All right, eventually the plan is I never have to touch my keyboard. That's the plan. All right, so now the other one's masked. I can pull this over here, kind of get this where I want it. And then once it's in the general area that I'm looking for, I can turn off the old one, turn on the boots. Now I can dig in. I can get it exactly where I want it. Look at that. It's pretty, you guys. All right. And because I mirrored it, it's in the right orientation as well. So that's a good thing. All right, cool. So now we have the little pads. Why don't I save this? I'll save this as Invincible Boots. ZBrush, Invincible Boots. As you can see, I save a lot of iterations, just in case. I also always save the Z tool as opposed to the Z project, and I don't save my histories because the files are big enough as it is. Took me forever to learn that. All right, let's see what I missed. Hey, person whose name I can't pronounce. Mike, are you having brush sensitivity? Oh, I already answered that. What detect edges actually do? What does detect edges actually do? Detect edge. Oh, when you're ZRemeshing, what that'll do is it'll look for. Let's say I have a. Let's say I have a crease in my thing, right? Like the knee pads on Alan are a good example. So let's come back over here. Frame. I don't know why. These things are supposed to be the same size. I don't know why there's such a size disparity when I do that. But let's click on this. What did I just do? Damn. I just exploded a mesh. I can see the part. What is that? I hope that's nothing I need. Solo. Yeah, look at that. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's undo that. There you go. All right. No biggie. But yeah, let's say I had this knee pad here, right? And I have this crease in it. And I want to try to have the topology follow that crease, right? Wow, the more I look at this up close, it looks really shaky. Thought that was better than that. I thought I was better than that. All right, let's say no. All right, but let's say I spent some time and really got this to be a nice, clean, clean edge, as opposed to whatever the heck I was doing before. That's crazy. Right? So let's say we like that. And I want to keep that. What I would do now is I would make sure that when I ZRemesh this, I have detect edges turned on and keep groups. If I had any polygroups in here, which do I? Yeah, I have polygroups. So now what it's going to do is it's going to keep these polygroups. It's also going to look for any kind of edge transitions, and it should make a nice clean, it should make a nice clean edge around what I have here. All right, let's see if it works. I'm going to do it live. Duplicate. Oh, clone. All right, so here's the knee pad. Let's divide it again. This is actually super low. I don't know why it was so low. Low. And all right, so delete lower. There you go. And now what I could do is I could click on it. Let's say I want to let's say I had something like this. I'm gonna take my Let's take my Orbs Crap brush. Where and tear. All right, so let's say I had a detail in this that was something like this. Really? Turn off that. Turn off the intensity. Yeah. So let's say I had something that was like that, right? Or not like that. That's kind of crappy. And I wanted to keep this, or at least try to, you know, keep it as nice as I can. All right. So what I can do now is I can say delete lower, which there are no lower. I can go to my ZRemesher. Okay, turn on that detect edges. For the groups, I don't really want these two blues, or the blue and the purple. That can be one group. Okay, but maybe to make this even better, maybe what I want to do is I want to group this part. Let's say it is a panel that I want to either push out or push in or something like that. Maybe I want to have it, you know, have a different texture. What I can do is I can group that, and I can, let's come over here. All right, I can group that, right? Bring back my other group. So now if I say keep groups and detect edges, and I have target set at 5, it should be pretty clean. Oh, wait. Before you do that, I always like to make a copy just in case, and then I will save a projection point. Now I hit ZRemesh. All right, so right, see how that's pretty, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's okay. Right, but now what I could do is I could say project history, and I'm getting some of that detail back. I can also now say keep it same. Oh, I had smooth groups on. Let's try that without smooth groups, sorry. And ZRemesh, let's try it again. I know I said I was going to be sculpting by now. Sorry, guys. All right, so it gets a little crappy there, but what we can do is, oh, I did same. I'm bugging out. I want this to be 5. Now try it. Now try it. This should be better, hopefully. Yeah, it's a mess. Let's try with just detect edges. All right, so the long and short of it is, if I were to divide this and project the details back, I should be able to get a lot of that detail without having to have a whole lot of subdivision levels. So I think before it was at like 2 something. We can look at the other one. Whoa, why is it? Oh, project history, not ZRemesh. All right, so I want a nice line. All right. 245. Yeah, well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But this is how I would normally do it, and if I use polygroups and detect edges, I'm able to get some really nice detail without having it be huge. Huge. All right, so let's go back to Invincible. Boots. Boots. Where? Here it is. Oh, here it is right here. All right, cool. And turn off solo. All right, and then I would just do the same thing with the boots here, right? So let's go here. Turn off the turn off double. All right, I'm just going to invert this whole thing. Just flip it. Okay, now it's inside out. Should look weird. And I will say ZModeler extrude all polygons, and it should give it some nice thickness. Okay, probably want it a little thicker. Because I'm printing, I go thicker than I need to, because I want it to penetrate his skin. Right, and there you go. Now I have my original groups on the outside, and I also have thickness. And if I do some selective edge loops, I should be able to maintain the detail here at the top. You know what I'm going to do before I do this though, is I'm going to weld these points together, because I don't need this to be split like that. And then I'll just move it over. Right, so just slide this over here. Slide this over. And then I want to do it with the other one as well. That. Boom. Move it over. So now the good thing about this is if I go back and I click on a polygon, it should automatically extrude it out to the same distance it was before. And it did. Yes, sir. So that's how we do that. And now if I add an edge loop, I can either crease it or add an edge loop. Let's just crease it actually. No, let's bevel it first, then crease it. So saving, which is good because I haven't saved in a while. All right, and now I'll just give this a bit of a bevel. Right, like that. Do the same thing for the other one. Okay, let's crease. Edge loop complete. I want it on like a 2. Crease, crease. Crease, crease, crease the inside also. And the reason I fixed that triangle polygon was because now I have a continuous loop. And so I can do what I just did easily. I don't know what's happened down here. This looks weird. But the good thing about it is you're not even going to see the bottom of his foot. It is just going to be the sole, which is a whole other piece. So you have to be selective sometimes about where we want to pick and choose our battles. All right, so that's good. Now if I hit dynamic, it should be clean, super clean. I like that. All right, turn on the top piece here. Now, if I just take a couple minutes, this is still low poly. So if I take a couple minutes and I line up this edge, I can have a nice kind of transition into the top of the boot. Or I could just pull it behind that piece and I could just kind of scribe in the edge, and I know it lines up and everything is really clean. Right, so let's just push this in, pull it up, push it in. Okay. Same thing for this one. All right. So that is what I'm talking about. These have the same, actually they don't have any subdivisions at all. So it is safe for me to merge down, and I can still select the top or the bottom with no problems. So let's just merge down the top of the boot and the bottom. Say okay. All right. And now I can just copy these. This part looks a little weird. ADHD is kicking in, you guys. I gotta clean this up. Can't let that stand. All right, let's copy. Let's rename this to boot. Copy it. Come back over to Invincible. Turn off the boot here. Actually, I don't need it, so I'm gonna move it to the bottom. Come back up to the souls. Let's rename these souls. This is a good time to start making groups too. Okay, let's make a group, a folder rather. New folder. Call this boots. All right, now I can paste the actual boot in there. And it's much cleaner. Right, so now when I actually divide this, I can start to, go in and scribe in some nice lines and stuff on there. But in the meantime, I can just give it some color. Color fill. Right, and this is how I can start to detail him. We got about 20 minutes left, so I'm going to go back to doing some anatomy stuff since I've done all this. I can also now move, like I can start to clean up the areas that need cleaning. All right, so just kind of move this down, hide the things I don't need. Get this where I want it to be. And I like to do all of this, little fudging around while it's, low poly. Like right now it's no poly, but if I divided this and then I was trying to fix this, let's say I lost those lower sub-D levels, it would just be a mess, Right now it's 2000 polys as opposed to it being, when it's done, probably considerably more. And having that separate group for the knee pad allows me to always have a nice clean edge, so I can just move that into position. All right. This is not the right Invincible. This is not the right Invincible because I was painting him before. Is this the right one? Did I not save that? I guess it didn't save the... Oh, that's the right one. It didn't save the paint. That's all right. It's okay. Let's dig in this back a little bit. What I miss? What I miss? Thanks, Naked Buffalo. How do you do the costumes detail noise? Yeah, watch this video again a little bit earlier. I showed exactly how I do it. McBobbles. Spikes right where you don't want them. Yeah. Use an animation to add details. Yeah, you can do that as well. Alan the Alien, yes, absolutely. That's exactly who it is. And Invincible. Wait on this guy. Now, before I start to get into like the cloth details and all that, I will, I'm absolutely going to soften up some of these muscles so he doesn't look quite so pronounced, right? I want him to, it's a fine line with him because I want him to look heroic, but he's still a teenager, right? Talked about that a little earlier. So I don't want to go too crazy, but I do want it to be there, you know? The other thing too is that it's going to be one of those things where just adding color makes it so that you lose a lot of the detail, right? Like, where did it all go? It's all gone now. So I don't mind having those details be cut in a little deeper than they normally would be, as long as they're in the right place. So that's why I continuously go back and forth to try to get them kind of right. Right enough. How do you go about making the objects glow? And can we interpolate that object light? In ZBrush, you can kind of fake the glow. If we were in something like Mudbox or not Mudbox, Toolbag, geez, Toolbag or Substance Painter or something like that, or even rendering in Arnold or one of those nice like key shots or whatever, we could get an actual glow to it. So I have let's see, show you this. Oh, come on. I'll open. Let's see. Is it? No, that's not it. Suppose that's not it either. Sorry guys, maybe I need to use bridge, browse and bridge. Oh, for crying out loud, let's see. All right, whatever. Just trust me, you can be done. I have a picture. Oh, I know what it is. Let's see. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. So if you want that glow to happen, like this is done in Toolbag. And there's no post effects on this. This is all just a Toolbag render. You see I got a nice glow. That's just setting up a nice, like a incandescence to it. And get some nice looks. So it can be done. In here with Alan, I wanted to have a similar deal where on his shoulders he has these little glowy things. All right. He has these little glowy parts on his shoulders that are a boolean that's knocked out. Right here. Right, and so all I did was I just kind of used a skin shade and made it blue, and that's the actual boolean that's knocking out. So I faked it in here, right? But when you do a render, it actually looks pretty believable. Of course, you can't see it here. I don't know. Use Keyshot. It can be done. Anyway, let's see. Hey, from Guatemala? Mudbox, yeah, exactly. I actually enjoyed using Mudbox back in the day. I can't say it, but I like it. Also, hey, props to me for not having my water here and making it through 3 hours of constant talking and only flubbing up my words at the end. So, yay me, everyone. All right. Sometimes when I get this penetration on the parts, I just step down to the lowest sub-D level and then smooth it, and then step up and smooth it until I get rid of it. So let's grow this out actually. And you're not gonna really see it, but if you're like me, makes a difference. I don't know why. It doesn't really make a difference. It does to me. And then I would just sculpt the details back in for the folds. Actually, it is going to make a difference because when I make UVs, it'll just get really nasty there if I don't do this part. And I do want to have folds here, but I want to make them myself. Like, I don't want to have them be like some byproduct of just sloppy sculpting. Posing, rather. Yeah, the boot's covering that up. I'm bugging. Doesn't matter at all what I'm doing here. Why do I have two? What is that? Oh, it's penetrating the leg. Wait, what is that? Solo. Oh, that's not right. Oh, I see what I did. I see what I did. let's do this auto group, because it's going to be much easier to just make groups for the parts I want to hide later. But I do want to isolate this. Yeah, look at that mess. I want to do this. Poly group, poly loop. That one and that one. I'll just smooth these, polish by features. There you go. Nobody will ever know. You tell anybody, I'll kill you. Just kidding. Just kidding, Maxon. It's the jokes that I used to make. All right. That's fine. There you go. That's clean. All right. So now turn on dynamic again. Cool. All right. So this is the whole process I did with Alan, and it took a minute, but you know, you can't argue with the results. Sometimes it's better to take your time. I know there's still people out there who are like, oh man, I'm a speed sculptor. More power to you. That's not what I do. I like to enjoy my food. Hey, no problem. You're welcome. Thank you. This leg looks stretched out too. I need to, maybe not. We're getting close to the end of the time, you guys. Again, thank you for joining me. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please go up to my link tree above, subscribe to my socials. If you want to, if you're interested in getting a video where I go through this entire process and show you the entire breakdown, arms, legs, everything one by one, and then get all the way up to the detailing part, I have an anti-venom on my art station that is available to be purchased. You can join Bradley and I and all of our guests on Stylist League on YouTube. We would love to have you join our Discord. And what else? Go to Sideshow, get my ODB, buy my book. It's not a book. Get my statue. ODB, y'all. I have a hip-hop hard card collection. If you go to my Twitter, you can see those. I do a daily drop where I show the cards. and it's an NFT collection. That is 27 years of my hip-hop illustrations compiled into one epic collection on Epics. All right, so I thought that would take longer. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be another chill out session on Stylist League. We have Anna Carolina coming back. Once she gets back from Las Vegas next week, we'll pick up with her for the last 2 weeks of Brazilian folklore. Tomorrow is a kind of do what you like. I'm going to be working on more Invincible. Probably be working on the human, or not human, the reaniman that are going to be at the base of this. So I'll be figuring out the base, working on his expression, and wrapping up Alan tomorrow night. Please join us. Tell a friend. All right, so I think that is pretty good for now. Let's turn on some color. That's not the color. Let's turn on some color. Get some light. I'm not even going to try to render. I know what's going to happen. It's going to be a problem. And let's see if we can get Alan in there also. It's huge frame. Oh, really? Nah. All right. Sometimes it does that. Turn this off. Turn on the base. All right. Oh, boy. Stop it. All right. So anyway. This is what we're working on. Eventually, I'm going to be printing this thing out at a quarter scale. It's going to be massive. Yeah, I can't wait to bloody him up too. Like get blood all over him. Because Invincible's kind of, you know how they get down. Pretty gross. All right, Victor, take care. Sam, thank you. Any advice on academic resources and learning for anatomy for sculptors? There's plenty of, just like stuff you can find online. Again, you want to concentrate on anatomy, we can do that. I do, like I said, mentoring. Reach out to me. I can teach you that as well. But there's a lot of online resources for that. Some really good stuff, actually. Shoot, looks like I caught you right at the end of the stream. That's okay. You can watch it back and join us tomorrow on Stylist League. I'll be back in 2 weeks. I bought the anti-venom. Thanks, man. You liked it? Thank you very much. Yeah. Anti-venom's on my ArtStation if you want to get that. It's like 11 hours of the process. Whole lot of anatomy in that anti-venom. All right, Ram, see you tomorrow night. Triceps, left arm. Haha, I knew it. Somebody was going to get me. It's not done. Let me finish. Let me live, Cadman. I'm just kidding. Left arm. I'll check them out. Tattoon, thank you. Anti-venom link, please. Absolutely. If you go up to linktree.com/MikeTArtworks right above and click on my ArtStation, the anti-venom is there. So go to my ArtStation. It's also MikeTArtworks, but everything is up above. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me, and everyone have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe.